Welcome to another Permaconn webinar. Today we'll be focusing on Pocket Secure 2.0 and customizable features, Siri functionality, and our new and exciting DSC serial interface. As usual, I'm your host, Tom Robles, Business Development Manager here at Permaconn. So you know what, let's jump straight into it. Let's not waste time. Share my screen. So some of the functionality we've recently introduced is I/O mapping. So I'm just going to jump straight in here inside of one of our test bench units. As you see here, from one I've arranged earlier, I've already configured the outputs: arm, partial arm, and now remote control for a garage roller door. So we've added that little function in, and now in the app, which before in the app version 1, you can only pulse items or devices. Now we can actually have some open-close functionality in there too. On top, we've actually given you the option to change the icons that will show up in the customer's app. Here, I put a garage door. You can have a regular door, a light, pump, a switch, or the default. The default's a little lightning bolt, which because everything goes faster when you put a lightning bolt on it. Going straight to our inputs. Now, before in our inputs, there are 24-hour zones. So what we've done on this test bench unit is we've wired a read switch from the garage door straight into input 1. So I have two options here. I can monitor the input through the app, and like here, I can actually give it a little symbol and a name to say what it is, or I can have it monitoring output 3, which is the garage door. So I've got some two-way functionality here. So as before, your customers would pulse that device, the garage door, and they'd be pulsing it. Did it work? Did it not work? Was it open before? Was it closed? Who knew? Now we can have some two-way communication, so they actually know the status of the device. Has it actually done its job, or was it open before I even got there? Bloody kids leave the door at the garage open when they left for school. Going from there, I want to cover our new migration process for Pocket Secure 1. So I am an existing Pocket Secure 1 user. Phone up. Sorry, LinkedIn. Everyone's there now these days. So as you can see here, I've got my login details. Now I'm an existing old Pocket Secure 1 user. So from here, I will add my user details. Oh, sorry. If I can ever spell it again, user test.com. And my passcode. Now, I know everyone's got a million passcodes, and more than half our customers have forgotten these passcodes. So you can always change these things inside of Atlas. I have forgotten mine. So a good show. So I have forgotten mine. I've misspelled mine. Sorry, everybody. It is my dyslexia playing up currently. There you go. Finally. So I agree to terms and conditions, and now I will wait for a one-time verification code. So that'll come as an SMS, and there it is. Let me just go into that, set up a new PIN. Make sure that PIN works. Oh, sorry. I like my Face ID. Enable, and now I'm straight in the app. All my locations migrated. Every setting I had in my old Pocket Secure version 1 has migrated to version 2. So I'm going to jump straight to that Bosch interface. There's my user guide. We'll just go past that, keep this moving. And as you can see, there's my garage door. I'm just going to open that garage door, and the icon changed when the status changed. So like I said, the kids left for school, your users gone for work. They've opened their app. They got bloody kids left the door open. I'm just going to close that right now, and they have. Other great features in our customizable dashboard here, I can name my partitions. So these namings do not change anything inside the panel itself. This is just for the app. So if I've got certain size partitions, let's go straight to zones. So as before, with things like push notifications, the user just gets a zone. Here I can name the zone. So when it's zone 1, they can see it's actually kitchen. I can edit those, I can delete them, whatever I need. We've done the same thing for panel users. As you can see, it was Thomas and Lucas. So before, like I said, without push notifications, it used to come up, as I punch in the keypad, it used to come up user 001. I could name it 001, 002, etc., etc. But hey, you know what? Got rid of Lucas, fired him. So I'm going to change that because I just gave my new guy, Chris, a new passcode for 002. So I know Chris when Chris comes in and out. And like I said, it doesn't change anything in the panel. It's purely for the app, push notifications. Another really exciting feature is Siri shortcuts. We've had this request a few times over the years, and it's finally come true. Now, it's just for Mac iOS, the Apple iPhone. For the Android app, that'll be a future item. So at the moment, it will just be for this. So in here, I can customize what these options are. These aren't what they are by default. So you and your customer will have to save them directly to the app, to Siri. But once that's done, let's go out of this. Siri arm alarm. Chat, Face ID. Actually, the panel's already armed, so kind of defeated first, but yeah, it was already armed. It is sending the request to that arm. So we have that full functionality now inside it. And as you can see from there, in here was all the requests, partial arms, the garage door, the mobile panic button. Any output is usable to Siri. Another great little customizable feature we have is we can customize the dashboard that you see here. We can actually customize the buttons. So I can actually click and drag everything across. So if the garage door is my main thing because of those bloody kids, I can actually make that the main button. I can even take away a few things. So and that comes now because I've taken away the panic button from the main dashboard. It does still show up in our functions. So don't fear, everything will still be there. As you can see here, visual verification is an alert as an attention message. That is a really exciting up-and-coming feature. I'm just going to leave you hanging, but we are going to make a lot of noise about this because we are really excited about this coming service. Now, to our DSC test bench. So, like I said, we have built a serial interface into the DSC key bus. So it's a little module from Gaping, and that's basically from the key bus to the module to the serial in the Permaconn. And this basically has turned out Permaconn into the keypad. Now, in this migration process, because version 1 didn't have this active virtually, you do have to go back. I will bring that up. DSC. Let's get 2.0. 70 users on this bloody thing. You do have to activate it for them. I will mention here another great customizable feature is admin users. So instead of the customer always calling you going, I fired so-and-so, I fired Lucas, I fired Chris, can you please change, can you please remove and add, here's the details, da 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 da. You now have the option of letting the owner of the business, the house, whatever, manage their own users, taking a bit of work off you guys if you wish. So I actually want to make to my test user here as the admin user. So I was going to scroll down, test user, save. All those settings are updated. Back to my panel. So I'm just going to refresh my app because I've made these changes. See? Now I am managing panel users, and I can add and delete panel users as I wish. From here, I can now do extra functionality because we got a higher level interface. So I can arm, disarm, and I have to put my panel code in because now we are talking directly to the panel. So as you saw before when we were doing that customization bit with the users and the zones, that actually now populates inside the app because we're talking directly into the panel and grabbing all that information out of the panel. I can now do zone bypassing, so I can bypass a zone. It's still on the panel, so if we had this request from one of our overseas markets that customers need to still arm their panels even if there's a problem with the zones. So arming in progress, zone armed. So you get all that high level interface. Now we are developing more interfaces. I know DSC is not huge in Australia, in South Africa and New Zealand, big thing, but we are developing more interfaces and more will come. We should have the Bosch 23000 in the very, very near future. So you will get that high level interface for the Bosch 23000 panels. And from there, we will be developing more panels as we come, like your NXs, et cetera, et cetera. I'm now going to turn it over to you. So hopefully everyone attending has been typing madly with questions for me. And let's get straight into those questions. First question was, how do we migrate from 1 to 2? We just covered that through that. So yeah, like before, we press that little thing on the bottom. That was, I'm an old Pocket Secure user. You just put your customer details in, and that will migrate directly over. Your customers can do this on their own, or you can just do that. In the app, they can actually download the new Pocket Secure directly from their app store. Third one on the list, that's great. See, Pocket Secure 2.0, that's a free app now, so they can directly download that. So from that, next question, having detailed push notifications will eliminate the back-to-base monitoring. Is there a way around this? What we've done for the monitoring stations and for anyone who's had previously had settings for the Pocket Secure 1, we've migrated those preference settings, so push notifications, et cetera, from 1 to 2. We've migrated them in the background. For any of you out there who never sold Pocket Secure Plus to customers, you can just contact us at Permaconn and we can turn off those notifications in our background for you. So if you've already had preferences that you put in Atlas, those have already moved over to Pocket Secure 2.0. If you want to make any more changes, just feel free to contact Permaconn directly and we can do that for you now. What's the keypad look like on the app? Nothing terribly fancy. Oh, sorry. So that keypad is basically that. It's not a virtual keypad. We're not replicating a virtual keypad. So we're just giving the arming and test arming functionality on the app that you would get through a keypad. So it's just a high level interface. It's not a physical virtual keypad. Just grab the next question. Question 4. No, that is on our list of on things, but on our development progress. Oh, sorry. Looking at the functionality of the Bosch, same function as Bosch 6000 panels. It's on our roadmap, but it's currently not there yet. So that'll be hopefully a future down the road development. So just watch this space. Question 5. Hi, do you have any compatibility sheets with what panels? Currently, we've only got the one panel with the next one coming, so we don't have a compatibility sheet for the DSC interface. So it is really DSC and soon Bosch 23000s. So it's just those two panels. Obviously, when we make more and more interfaces, we'll have that compatibility, but the app generally works across the board. So don't worry about that. Question 6, do I need to register a current 1.0 user for 2.0? No. So I do recommend to everybody out there, start any new installs, any new PocketSecure users, just bring them over to PocketSecure 2.0 because eventually that's the way of the future, and it saves you double handling. So you can do all your new signups through PocketSecure 2.0. There is a new migration process that was discussed in our previous webinar with Andrew Lee. So if you have any questions there, just dive back into that webinar. That webinar is on our YouTube channel. So youtube.com, just type in Permaconn, our channel, and that'll have all of our webinars and training videos on that page. Question 7, is there any plans to integrate geolocations to an active and output? Not currently, but that's something we can take on board and have a look at for our roadmap. Question 8, is there a guide we can give to our clients and installers for PocketSecure 2.0? Yes, those are currently in draft and will be available very shortly for both the end users and the installers. Question 9, are there any additional ongoing charges? Cool, so that is a new change to the app. So all the old PocketSecure Plus features have migrated to as a free feature, and the billing structure has changed. So the old PayPal structure has been eliminated. So the flow now is from monitoring station to bureau to end user. And the new charges are by user. So we've gone from 1 to 9 users, it's free. 10 to unlimited is now a charge, and please just contact your monitoring station or Permaconn to talk about those charges. We also, new features, as I sort of hinted at, that visual verification, that will also become part of the premium features going forward. Friendly user guide, question 10, friendly user guides, we'll have those shortly. They're just in draft, clean them up, make them pretty. Question 11, do I suggest the current should migrate? You can, not a problem there. Eventually everyone will have to migrate. The old app, the old PocketSecure One app is now unsupported. So when our phones go through firmware updates and all that, it will slowly not work as well as it used to because we're no longer supporting the old app. So if any of your customers do say there's a problem, just my first recommendation would be just to migrate them anyway. The old app will become completely unsupported late this year. So it doesn't have to be a now thing, but eventually, yep, everyone will have to migrate at some point. Last question. So 2.0 is not currently available for the Bosch 6000, only the 23000. No. So the high-level interface for the serial will only be available with Bosch 23000 when it's released. But currently, the PocketSecure app, like PocketSecure One, will work with Bosch 6000. We haven't taken anything away. We've only given you more features. The Bosch 6000 with a key switch and everything will work perfectly. Not a problem in the world. It's just that higher level interface we haven't developed yet. The Bosch 6000, only the 2 and 3000 coming soon. Any more questions? Question 13. Cool. Does the garage door need its own read switch? Yes. To detect results? Yes. I know it's an extra step, but yes, it will need its own read switch to read the status. So I a little bit of extra work, but if you're running the wires anyway, running an extra one won't hurt. What to do with the DSC 1565? So forgive me, I'm not super into the DSC panel names, but I assume the DSC 1565 is part of the PowerWave series. So basically, you buy the little interface module off us, and you just wire that into the key bus, and from there you wire that into a serial interface. I'll quickly show you how that will look. So when you actually go into the device, on the configuration, we actually have it reading the interface is key bus. So you see dialer capture, stew, cardax, see RDC serial. That is actually the interface type. So we're both reporting off the dialer capture and the key bus. So basically, you wire that into the serial. When you activate your Permaconn, you just activate interface type, which is the key bus, and then that will activate that beautiful function, high-level functionality, as you can see there in the keypad controls. Next, any other more questions? Cool. Question 15. I think this is actually the longest Q&A session we've had yet, which is great. Do all pocket skewers need a key switch wired? You don't have to wire a key switch, but at the end of the day, if you don't wire the key switch, the app's kind of useless. So yeah, you do, outside of this this interface, this high-level key bus interface, you do need to wire in a key switch if you want to arm and disarm the panels. And if you've got any questions around that, I will just mention here, because I love promoting Permaconn, to our website. We have our installer zone. And now if you've got any questions about any models whatsoever, just log into our website using your Atlas credentials. And here we have all our dialer wiring, key switch wiring. So whatever's out there, if you have a question about the key switch wiring, you can always just grab our beautiful little cheat sheets. As you can see, there's one, and these are written by the Poles and Text, the famous Poles and Text report. So they've done this themselves. So if you ever get stuck, you can always just give them a bit of a bell. But we've got one for everything. So if you ever got any questions, I always tell everyone, jump here first, grab a cheat sheet. If you're stuck, give the Poles and Text support a ring. I think that's it for the questions. So as usual, thank you everyone for your time today, and hopefully you have a good day. And yeah, and hopefully we'll see you for the next webinar. Cheers.